What's up YouTube? My name is Caden and you're watching Gas at Garage. Today we are headed to Mini Mayhem with Cars and Cameras Spring 2025. We're going to be bringing all 4 mini bikes, the pit bike, both V-twin powered go-karts, and my sport quad up to Busco Beach ATV Park for an epic weekend of riding, ripping, drag racing, and getting muddy. This is going to be absolutely awesome. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, the time has come again to go to Mini Mayhem with Cars and Cameras. So we're going to get everything loaded up in the trailer along with all the tools, helmets, generator, gasoline, and food and everything else we're going to need. And I'm going to use a little bit of editing magic and teleport to Mini Mayhem. 3, 2, 1. Boom! We are at Busco Beach, guys. Mini Mayhem, Spring 2025. It's going to be awesome. We're getting the trailer unloaded right now, and here in about an hour we're going to go out on the first ride of the day. Can't wait. Alright, I'm a little late to the party. They kind of took off, so... kind of disappeared on us. So I went with a few other riders to try and find the rest of the group. I guess we got ahead of them somehow. Alright guys, so it is Friday afternoon at Mini Mayhem, and we're having an absolute blast. Nothing is really broken so far, which is a good thing. We have all the machines out other than the DS650 and the Goofy mini bike. I've got the Yerf Dog sitting over there just because I was talking to some people. We just ate dinner, and we got Rather Be Welding right here, and then Cars and Cameras, and that whole group is over there with KJ Racing and all the cross carts and stuff. And I was talking to them, and they said the Yerf Dog was super awesome, so win on that. We're probably gonna do a bunch more ripping and riding today. The park is in great condition in terms of the riding conditions. The drag strip was super bad, but they just groomed it and it's nice and smooth. And it's not too dusty and it's not too muddy, which is perfect. So I think we should have a really great weekend.
So instead of going on the shakedown ride with the main group, I actually decided to take the Yerf Dog out with a small group of riders, including Rather Be Welding and a few of the guys with the cross carts, which proved to be quite a lot of fun. And also a real test for the Yerf Dog, which it passed with flying colors. This thing is an absolute beast. Yikes. I seriously did not see that hole there. Thankfully, nothing broke. At this point, we had no clue where anyone else went, so we just decided to rip around for a little bit, considering there was just 3 of us at this point.
right, this is Rather Be Welding and KJ Racing, and also my brother's down there. That thing is so fast. That thing's pretty fast too. Just finished building it. Be sure to go check out the videos on that thing. It's the 16 horsepower V-twin swap on my brother's go-kart there. That thing absolutely rips. Busco Beach is awesome, and Mini Mayhem is super fun, and I highly suggest that you go. I'm having an absolute blast, and it's only Friday, and we have full day Saturday and the morning on Sunday, so this is going to be an awesome weekend.
So I decided to take the pit bike out to go watch Rather Be Welding race his Baja Bug, although I had absolutely no chance against that 95 horsepower 3-cylinder 2-stroke in that thing.
Man, that thing is fast.
I took my dad out for a ride in the Yerf Dog, which was fun.
Alright, so I just took both my parents for a ride in the Yerf Dog, and they both said it is absolutely awesome. This wheel right here is cambered in a little bit more than I would like, so I probably need to undo the A-arm and adjust it a little bit, but I think it's fine for the time being. But overall, the Yerf Dog is absolutely epic. I love it. Now, my brother's go-kart was doing great, but the kill switch completely came off. Sorry for the bad lighting here. Also, the torque converter is all messed up. It's actually locked up and the belt is wrapped around it, so I gotta fix that. And then his pull cord actually broke on this engine, so I'm gonna have to take that cover off. Hopefully I don't have to take the tire off, because it is pretty close in there. And luckily, I think I do have another pull cord that I can put on. But this thing has been an absolute ripper up until then. Now, I am still trying to sell the drag bike right here, but overall, we're having an absolutely awesome time here at Mini Mayhem. Rather Be Welding had his mini Baja Bug project out on the drag strip, and holy crap, that thing was fast. He was probably pushing 70 miles an hour by the end of the drag strip. It was insane. But we're getting ready to load up and head to the hotel for the night. So I will see you in the morning for the main day. All right, guys, we made it out. It's Saturday morning, and we're gonna get ready and go to the morning meeting, and then on the first ride of the day. So I will see you then.
All right, good morning, guys. Welcome to Mini Mayhem Spring 2025. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. So we have a few special guests this year. Of course, Bernie and Jason. Chris from Rather Be Welding is here. You can check out some of his stuff. Now, it looks like we're going to get some rain at some point. We're just going to roll business as usual unless we get thunder and lightning, in which case we want to not be out riding during that.
Go underneath trees to be safe. Don't listen to me.
A few minutes behind the yellow buggy out here, where that has the Mini Mayhem flag facing that direction, and we will get started on our first ride. Thank you guys again for coming out.
Yeah! Let's go on a ride. Something is very broken. Something is very broken. Yeah, something's not right. I may have busted the clutch in the transmission or something, because it's in gear and it's not going in or out of gear. Dang. Alright, I'll find a way to get back to camp. Alright, so the pit bike is down for right now. I may have been sending it a little bit too hard because I think there's something very wrong with the transmission. And Kickstarter is not doing anything. And sometimes it gets locked up. And it's very hard to shift. Like it will not, even if I roll it back and forth, I can't get it to shift. And it was very hard to get it out of gear. And when I was coming back, I was in 4th gear and it just locked up the rear wheel on me back there when I was trying to come back from the ride, because I was doing a couple of donuts and I heard that crunch noise. My chain came off and I think something's messed up with the transmission pretty bad. So I might try and pop this cover off, but I don't think that's going to show me anything. But for now, the pit bike is down.
I just want to say I think this is a bad idea, guys.
I don't know, maybe.
Relieve the ball responsibility. Bad idea. Yeah. Good time.
That is crazy. This is the guys from KJ Racing with all the cross carts. That one over there, he's actually going to let me drive in just a little bit once they're done. This one over here has a Duramax 500cc and it's about 20 horsepower. My dad just drove it and he said it's a lot of fun. And he's going to let me rip it around here in a little bit. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. hard time. Oh my goodness. Thurd. Can we bit? Oh gosh. He went full send. Nice job.
My bad. It was literally up to here.
Nice. Mini Mayhem. Awesome.
Oh, hold on. Let me get the water out of your chair.
Hey guys, unfortunately I have to end this video here because I actually had so much footage taken from Mini Mayhem that I had to split this up into 2 separate videos. So this is part 1 and part 2 will be out next week, where you will see the epic showdown at the drag strip, which was a ton of fun. I went like 65 miles an hour on my drag bike, and it was also really cool to see all the other crazy projects people had running down the drag strip as fast as they could go. It was a ton of fun, so be sure to go watch that when part 2 comes out. Also, you'll see the night ride that I did on the Yerf Dog, which was a ton of fun. Also, the morning ride, which proved to be very eventful because there was actually an ATV that caught on fire, which was interesting. And also, towards the end of the video, CarsandCameras pulls out their V8 powered go-kart with over 100 horsepower, and let me tell you, that thing was an absolute sight to see. It had this crazy looking exhaust on it, and they had put 8 Tillotson 212 engines together into one giant unit, and this thing was absolutely crazy. So be sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe for part 2 to see all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.